if she would have let him be like, okay, I want to take my son out for like lunch or something or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then none of the other kids would be jealous. But because the son is getting, this is what I agree with some of the people that they're saying, because the son was getting more attention than the mother, that's why she tried to expose him, quote unquote.
That makes sense.
Because she, like I was explaining, she was already, wasn't it? Hold on a second.
Do you know what the sum means? So look it up. So how you don't know if you looked it up? But it tells you what it means. So you do know what it means.
I, I'm back. But what I was getting at is like she, for lack of a better, I guess, example or whatever, she felt because, and this is just me projecting what I think happened, because she was still giving him the box. She was like, oh, since I'm still doing that part, you should still be doing the other part.
All right, but that's her fault for assuming that though.
Right, 100%.
All right.
That's why I say I don't agree with it, but I understand where she's coming from, but she doesn't articulate it well. And then the fact that like as the jokes say, if she went and got brand new nails, brand new hair, and all that to try to expose him, she could use that to get her kids McDonald's.
Exactly. You know, because being in a household that's like that, me personally, you know, if me, I would have just taken them out. I would have just took, you know, I would have
Right.
just took my two and we would just went out. Cause
Right.
yeah, cause I would agree. Like, you know, if I'm coming in constantly, or as far as like, I can't do anything about like, you know, getting them. Like if I'm getting them sneakers or uniforms or things of that nature, those are physical things that, you know, has to be worn. So those are things that they would have to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't really do anything about situations like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if I'm doing this for my kid, my children,
Mm-hmm.
that's less money. That money that you would have had to pour into them if I wasn't doing it, you can allocate that money to everybody else.
Right, but she's using it on herself.
All right. So
And
that's
then
the
the
issue.
fact,
She more worried about herself.
and the fact that she didn't let him just be like, oh, go take him somewhere and y'all could go have father son time or whatever. Because then there will be no resentment. It's just, oh, he's hanging out with his father. It has nothing to do with it.
Right. Nobody would have to know what they were
What?
doing during their
I don't know.
whatever.
We'll just have to add these and and lower the number.
Why would you
Take it off the counter, clean the counter, then put it back.
Oh, we know with the 10.
Rock, put up your question.
Alright, once
Whatever.
that was helping
Yeah.
with the song real quick.
Whatever you need to do, we could do. All right, while you do that, I'm gonna go get the Instacart. Hold on.
Okay, do that.
Out. Out. I said out. You got these same shorts on, they dirty, take them off. They nasty.
Mr. Mitchell.
Clothes are dirty. I know y'all didn't take no shower for like 2 days. The one that you supposed to take a shower. I'm supposed to take one.
Yes, he barely take a shower.
First of all, I take a shower every single day.
Then that means it's not. It's not our responsibility then.
No. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Get off the floor. You're supposed to make them the same. You're supposed to make the denominators the same, and then add them up.
I was doing it like this. I was just adding them, then putting the denominator that's for adult. That's how you're supposed to do it, right?
You're supposed to make the denominators the same,
Yeah, that's how we did it.
and then add it across the board.
That's how we doing it.
Show your work.
Oh, that's what
You're supposed to do it for them both. The numerator and the denominator is supposed to be the same. So if you're adding 0 to 1, you have to add 0 to them both.
She just farted mad loud. I tasted it.
And then after that, you add it. But you still have to show your work on how you did that. There you go. I found an example for you. Didn't say it was right. I told him he had to find the lowest common multiple, which means he had to change the 10 to 100, and add the 0 to both the 10 and whatever number that is, 5, 50, whatever. And then once he does that, he has to add it across. So, I gave him an example so he can read it and see exactly how to do it. So as long as he's actually paying attention, he shouldn't have a problem with doing it.
Okay. Oh, here, Nick. You're,
Okay.
Read it step by step. Understand each step before you go to the next one.
So basically, just adding a 0 right here and adding.
But how do you get to the 0? You have to explain that.
Who just ordered? That's mom. Yeah, she put it in the bath. I don't even know how many. Father, that. So basically, it's just adding, it's just times the one with 10. I find it. Okay, I can't make that. I told her. Don't stop you. Oh, she did not fart. I need shut up. Let that tail. Let that tail.
Okay, Lance. Okay, Lance. Why are you following me, Lance?
Stay here. Stay. Okay.
Okay, Lance.
Go get him.
Why are you following me?
Get him, girl.
Stop being a stalker.
Be a creep, girl. Get him. Yeah, drop everything. Let's go. Make him drop everything. Let's go. Go. Hey. That.
Oh. No, she didn't get back here. Work. Stop playing with her. Get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you threw her on the floor because?
So basically, they were playing at 2 from the door. On the 5. We multiplied it.
Because you're trying to find the lowest common multiple. Do you know what that is? Look it up.
Wait, no, that's
Look it up. Look it up.
Alright, I'm back.
thank you, John.
You put your quest up?
Yeah, I'm about to go do it right now. See what the next one is. Oh, am I finished? Oh no, there's another one. Alright, it's a skirmish and the quest is up.
Oh, I don't need to quick match. I did it already.
Oh, okay.
But like, back to what we were discussing. Like, I understand her. She's justified in her. She's justified in her being upset. Granted, it was her choices that she made that got her to this situation.
Right.
But she is justified in feeling that way. Because I'm always of the mindset that let's look. You always have to look at things from the other side.
Right. No, I mean, it's not that I don't sympathize with the situation. I'm just not cutting her any slack either.
Right. My thing is, I understand. Like, speaking from an emotional human standpoint, I understand why she's upset. Is what I'm saying. Like, for example, like if the shoe was on the other foot, right? Let's say, let's say that she got with some next dude or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And this next dude is like, oh, because your kid's father is in the life of this one, and let's say he's paid, right? He goes, oh, we're gonna go on a vacation, but this one can't go.
Right.
The father I would think the father would feel kind of slightly with that also. Especially if the father didn't have the means to do extravagant things like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, like I said, the part where she loses me is where she's like, where he asked her, oh, let me take him out to lunch, or let me take him out and we can go. So they wouldn't have to do that. So there would be no resentment. But he was like, no, you got to do one. If you're gonna do for one, you have to do for all kind of things. And that's where she lost me, because I'm like, you made a situation where he has to do it in front of all these other people watching. Right. Or if we keep it all the way 100, you could have just declined it. Like, you didn't have to like make a spectacle out of it.
The only reason why I feel the type of way about it is because, again, like you said, if the shoe was on the other foot, if the guy had did something like that, he would have got dragged for it, right? He'd have been.
She's getting dragged. Don't get. She's getting killed out there.
No, I know she's getting killed, but I'm saying, like, you know, if it was the guy saying, oh, you need to do for all these kids, you know, all of these kids, not just the ones that they had together. It would have been a situation like, oh, that's not her job. You got to do that as the father. Blah 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 blah, blase blase blase.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. I understand that part, but then I'm saying with the whole like, when I say shoe on the other foot, I think he would have been mad, like because I can't, I can't take no, I can't take it away from him too. If what the video shows, let's say everyone in the video, the man and the woman, are both being honest, that's kind of petty.
It is. But again, he's not he has no obligation to those kids. He wasn't. If he did it, he did it. He was helping them because he was with her. Maybe that's the reason why he was helping her. Now, if there was fault, the fault would be that he should have said that from the beginning. I'm only helping him because I'm with you.
No. Not. I'm not talking about the. I'm not talking about the whole status of their relationship. I'm talking about just the fact of. Not. I'm not talking about the whole perspective of their relationship. It was more of, oh, if he's coming there every day to rub it into the other kids' face, that's kind of petty.
No, yeah, that is petty. You're right.
I'm not saying that he's obvious, but it's still petty.
Well, yeah,
You telling me that you couldn't get a 20 piece and just let the kids share it? Like, his mother will feed them when they get home. So you question if the mother don't feed us kids. Like, you don't do that. That's rude.
That's Dwarman.
Yeah.
Sean, one day, Shakai happened to serve the picture to Cirillo, and Shakai went in the house to get a snack from his grandma. Cirillo pulled the one out the door and gave him a snack. He didn't say, oh, I'm just going to feed my son. I didn't tell him to do it. He pulled him out the car and do it. I wasn't expecting it, but I still felt like Shakai was going to come back to that car and share with his brother's daughter. There could have been, the brother could have said, why you don't buy my siblings something? You don't know what the situation is.
So the problem with that situation.
So y'all making it seem like an innocent thing that you can't do something nice. That man just ordered cheeseburgers, like I said. So we got 2 cheeseburgers, so let's have the extra cheeseburgers. Share with your brother, that's teaching your kid to share.
So
your mother was starving that bad that she couldn't afford having those other situations.
So the problem with that situation is from what I understand, he offered to take just the kid out to have like a Father Sunday, and the mother did not allow it.
You don't know the situation.
Dwayne said, according to what was said, he offered just to take the son and it just be them two, and she said no.
Well, then, like my whole thing is, we don't know. Like I said, if let's say you said you were taking this on and Carl to the Ghana, and you would take care, you would feed all of them. You're not like that, so I don't have to worry about that. Even that's just you. So if that guy was not doing that from the beginning, then hey, if you were doing it from the beginning and you were doing it for years, then you should care something about her kids. So when you break up with them, you don't care nothing about her kids, but they kids, like that's not right. They're still kids. If you told them about what she had kids, you know you're going to be helping the all of them. You're not going to help the one.
That's
you messing with people. You can't give my kid a burger. Like check a cheap nigga. Like that's bad.
That's not necessarily being cheap.
Yeah, but if we was all out and you had your siblings with you, or your cousin, that's just like, yeah, we used to bring Tyler over all the time. And Tyler, I fed all of them. I didn't say all the feed to Kai and the water, and I leave the Kyle and Tyler. I'm not going to do that. You couldn't raise that way. You don't know about how you was raised. You raised selfishly or selfishly.
But you can't call somebody that's taking care of his own individual kids selfish. That's not being selfish.
No, what I'm trying to say is that they did not have the money to communicate. But they could have shared with this the food, because if you would have gave me a 20-piece meal or 10-piece or some 2 cheeseburgers, I'm sharing it with the kids. They can't fight, they don't want a fry. They're kids. You can't tell our kids gonna want a fry.
No, that's true.
but like I said, that's why I brought up the point of.
They can do it, please, frying for me. Mind you, maybe I have money on me, but I have it on my card. I don't have it cash on me. You understand like that? Like, so I'm sorry, you can't give your money to the bride. Like, look at that.
Tell her that's why that's why I can see both sides of the coin, but she loses points for with me because the man asked her to take his own kid out to have a Father Sunday and she
And
did
you
not
was
allow
mad
it.
and they told her kids they should have mine too.
Yeah, but that's not his job though. That's the whole point.
No, because
That's your job as the mother. You cannot depend on somebody like that. You can't.
but are you understanding from my perspective what I'm saying?
No, I do.
feed every kid.
No, I do.
To Leo went to Chicago graduation. I fed everybody. I didn't
Right.
tell her, oh, you gonna feed. I don't know you, bitch.
Right,
Like,
but
that's
that was
what I'm
right,
saying.
right, but that was your choice. If you decided not to, nobody can get mad at you for not wanting to do it either.
Yes, but my whole thing is, I'm not gonna do that because that's still a
Right,
child.
but that's personal. So again, if you
I
decided
didn't know
not
her.
to,
That was my first time meeting her, but I know that's my son, my son's sister.
yes, understandable. But at the same time,
I
if
was
you didn't do it,
because I was the adult there because I know damn well Cirilla would never let any of my kids starve. So I was obligated. That's how I look at it. I'm Spanish. We're different. We're not like that. We don't.
Okay.
we don't
You're
do
not-
shit like that. They don't.
if you're obligated, that means that's the choice that you're
Well,
making.
I'm obligated in my mind. I'm obligated when it comes to a child. I'm obligated.
Yes, but everybody-
Janelle had 10 kids come to that damn Chuck E. Cheese. You think that wasn't a lot for me? But I saved them damn 10 parts. I did buy the damn pizza, but she helped out because she knew that was a lot. But it was still that I did for them. 'Cause I
Yes,
invited them.
that's true. But everybody doesn't fall under that same mindset, so you cannot expect that from everybody.
But she was with that guy. So you don't know you don't know everything.
No, but that's
You are
that's
gonna
a
buy, I'm not trying to be funny and say demand, but you're gonna buy Amaya and Devon and Jakai food. You wouldn't do that.
okay.
If we broke up, you wouldn't do that. You're not. We're gonna split drumsticks in half and shit. Oh, like you bought a 10-pack of drumsticks and said this is for the kids, and you gonna tell me, oh, they're gonna get 5 and 5?
But am I obligated to do that?
I'm not saying you.
Yeah, no, yes or no?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
then,
so
and
ask
that's
her.
my
No,
point.
ask her. No, ask her
my
this.
point.
Ask
He
her
doesn't
this.
I
have
would
to.
be mad
I
if
would.
you
I'm
didn't
not.
do it because I would be like, why are you being petty? You love these kids, so why the hell would you be rude? Like if you told me, I don't got it, you know I love y'all, but I don't got it. That's something you would say. He act like he didn't know them fucking kids at all. You knew them kids, that's all his siblings.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Ask
That's
her.
not right.
Ask
You know
her.
the kids. You didn't
Ask her
know
if she
what
was
you
in
were
the
getting away
situation
with that, but
and you asked her
probably lived in a
that
house.
to
You
take
probably ate cereal
Kai,
and drank their Capri Sun.
I mean Carmen and Deshaun out, what would she say?
Oh, you probably ate her shit.
What happened? Say it again.
I said, ask her
You didn't eat the
if
damn
you
cereal in the
two
house.
hypothetically weren't together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you asked her to take Deshaun and Carmen out on a father-child day, how would she respond?
Okay, the way he said if I had just took them out on a Father's Day, like just them, and we wasn't together,
What do you think?
how would you feel about that?
So,
Is this when we recently broke it up? How long we been broken up? Because I've been with you a long time, over a decade. So yes, I would have a problem. You can say you've been their father figure this whole time. How the hell do you just not include them?
Right, but
I wouldn't do
with
to your
that,
children. I love
see,
hard. I don't- I
see,
don't
but
fucking have
that
I love hard.
we
If I love your
we
kids, I
can't
love
speak
them
on
again until they
like
die.
the length of time because they
Look
doesn't
at
express how long they were
She's
together.
still- Sharina's still taking care of these kids. She invited them to her house.
That's
and
true,
they
by the way.
divorced.
He said you can't speak on the length of time because that wasn't in the scenario of the video.
Okay, so then yes, I expect you to do it. I do. I expect you to take it. Because the kids mentioned this. It was funny because my end of one was just talking about this, and they said he buys the McDonald's for Carmen and this song all the time and forget about us. And I was like, he just does that because y'all don't clean up and stuff like that. But they did have a point. They said they didn't care. They was just like, he does that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I asked her that is because my understanding, it might not be true, it might not be all the way true, but from my understanding is that he asked to take, so that the other kids didn't feel bad, he asked to take his kid out and she told him no.
Yeah, that changed the whole dynamic. He said that but going by her example, she would still want him to do that for them anyway.
Listen, Sean, you just asked out. You stuck with these 5 kids regardless. Like, that's just how it's going to be. Like,
You mean 3?
no, I have 5 children.
Yeah, but there's Two of
No,
them.
but they're gonna get adults soon anyway. It don't matter. You're stuck with your 5 children because that's our kids for life. So you raise them. So I've been with you since Amaya was 2 years old, going on 3. So there's nothing that you can do about it.
Right, but I'm not talking
But
about
that's
me.
also
I'm
that's
just saying in
also
general.
that's
And
also
when it comes to me, no niggas.
We're not talking about you. I'm saying, what do you mean, oh? This conversation was never about you. What do you mean, oh? What do you mean? Oh, no, whoa. What do you mean, oh? When did this conversation become about you?
Here's another good example. Jakai was outside.
Like what?
No, Jakai was outside, and he went to the store. Like what? Jakai went to the store, right? And he bought Amaya a juice, and he asked her, did she want anything from the store? And he bought her something, and he was only here for Jakai. He didn't ask me if I wanted anything, but I'm just saying he got Amaya something from the store.
Ooh.
Cirillo, when he was here the last time, he came to the store. He didn't tell my daughter she couldn't get nothing. That's what I'm trying to experience. You don't do that.
Okay.
No, but that's not my point though. My point is
It's niggas that do that. Niggas just ain't
that's
Ask
not
her-
true.
okay, ask her would she feel
somebody
the
is
same
not
way?
that because he's focusing more on his kids than other kids.
I think he was just being petty.
I'm not saying that he wasn't. He very well could have
He
been.
didn't like the mother. He was dead. They broke up bad, and so he just was like,
Nah,
"Oh,
he-
dirty ass good kids."
He very well could have been. But in the context of what was said,
Look, Sean, look at this. Look at this. Look how she look. Look how she look.
I told her to change her clothes a while ago. Anyway,
Ask her
in
if
the
you-
context
Shower.
of
Go run her shower now.
in the context of what
And
was
then you got the same fucking shorts on.
Ask her if y'all was together. Say y'all weren't together for a decade. Y'all were only together for 2 years. Would she feel the same way?
no, yes, you still feel the same way.
For the actor,
I don't give a fuck with the situation, and my baby fathers don't do that.
He said if we was together for 2 years instead of a decade, would it still mean the same?
I don't give a fuck if we together.
Yeah, see, I told you, it still it would.
We be together 3 days.
We could be together for 5 minutes. It'd still be the same for us. That's how she is. That's how she is.
We had this conversation from the beginning. I said, do you like children? I said, well, I have 3, and they've been through a lot of shit in their life, and you're going to be a father to them, or don't be with me. I did tell you that. You said, oh, I have no problem being a father to them. That's what you said.
I know what I said, but that's why I said this doesn't.
Right.
I'm not answering the question as if it pertains to me because I know it doesn't. I'm just looking at it from his perspective. If the shoe was on the other foot, and he was like, and he told the mom that same thing, y'all would drag him for it. Like, oh, it's your job to take care of those other kids. It's not her job to do that. So if she's doing this for her kid, and let it be just for her kid, y'all would drag that man for it. And that's the perspective that I'm looking at it from. Am I lying or am I lying? Yeah, he would have got dragged for it. If a man would have if that was a man acting like the female in that situation to the mother, meaning he got on the mother about only bringing food for her kids.
It's gonna be the same way that y'all think about gay sex when it comes to women and men. Y'all, it's not gonna be fair because a man gotta be a man. I'm sorry.
Right. But in a world of individuals wanting equality, then that means you gotta hold yourself to the same standard.
And I would.
A woman has to be a woman. So if I'm bringing something for my kid that I had a responsibility to bring in here, if you had 3 other kids before I came in and I didn't bring the McDonald's, then that's your job to bring the McDonald's.
Do you remember what I said about why I don't want to be a stepmother?
Yeah.
Tell him why I don't want to be a stepmother.
Situations like this.
No. I said the reason why I don't want to be a stepmother, which I would never date a nigga with kids. I would always be the first baby mother. So if we broke up, I would date a nigga. He would have to not have kids. Because I'm done having kids. He would have to not want them. Because I can't be a stepmother because I love too hard. And you're not going to tell me that I can't take care of each other. You see how I take care of Leah.
All right, put your question up, right?
Baby. I told her, as soon as I get the one out of the way, I got you. I give that girl the same amount of money I give my kid and my sister. When I give her $100. You don't know what I be giving her. I be giving her money all the time because that's my daughter, and she calls me mom. Her mother. All right,
questions up.
I'm very close to that child, and if something happens to that child, I'll be devastated. And I don't even like Cirillo. I don't even like my baby father, but I fuck with his brother, and he know I fuck with his brother, and he don't care because he know that I love him.
Right. and that's understandable. But still, that
But what I'm
doesn't.
trying to tell
But
you is
that doesn't
that
take away from the fact
Right.
that.
what I'm trying to tell you is that
Ask
no, I'm
her.
not
Ask her to
obligated to
come to the
take
mic for a
care of
second.
her. But I'm not gonna do that to my son's sister. I'm not gonna do that.
Right, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that y'all would still drag this man.
But
Y'all would still drag him for that.
listen, I don't care where I outfit that scene. I don't care what
Right.
it is.
Ask Joanna to come to the mic for a
Because
second.
you're not wearing no dirty clothes.
Alright, or
Put on a dress, put on whatever you gotta put on. Put on something new. I don't care. You're not wearing it. I'm gonna beat you.
I don't want to talk to this motherfucker because he's mean.
I'm me.
Yes,
I
he
thought.
is.
I thought that
yo,
was nice.
No, nigga, I love you because you my cousin and everything, but you mean because you would let Chevy Kid starve. You would not even give a fuck. You would just be like, oh, if you had a little son with her, you'd be like, all right, we eating this big ass bowl of cereal. I know Chevy bought this cereal, but fuck
You
all
miss-
the kids, they starving. That's
You
what you would
missing.
do.
You missed the context of the conversation.
Oh,
What I was
God.
saying is, what I said was, if, for example, if you and Rock were together, right,
Yeah.
and he asked you to take his kids out for just them three to bond, and you told him no, let
Yeah.
me ask you, what would you do? Would you, if you told him no, you cannot just take these two, would you prefer him to take care of them while they're in your house, or just stop taking care of them?
No, he's gonna take care of them regardless. Like it don't matter.
Right, but that's the context. What we was discussing is I was playing devil's advocate. I can understand why she's upset, because
Yeah.
like if she says he does this every day. There was 2 videos. I don't know if you've seen the second one or not, but she was
No,
saying
I didn't see none of the videos. I didn't see none of them. I just didn't. I just hear about it every day. They've been talking about this at work for 16 hours. Like, bro, I don't want to hear this. They've been dragging this shit. I'm on the bus and I hear people talk about it. Like everywhere I go, they've been talking about it. So I'm just tired of hearing about it. So I came home. I got out. I got in the shower because I've been around COVID patients all day. So I was like, let me get in the shower. So then I come out and I hear y'all talking. I'm like, damn, like I can't leave this conversation. So that's the only reason why I added my 2 cents. He's laughing. That's the only reason why I added my 2 cents in it, because I'm like, nigga, I don't want to hear about this story. Just split the nuggets, like, and get the sauce, and then that's it. Like
I said, I was telling him I understand the situation. I understand why she's upset, because he does this. She said he does this every day or every other day or something. And that's petty. Like to
yes, but all right. My whole thing is, let's say this nigga had $20. Let's just say that's all that nigga had, and he just had enough to feed his kid. Why not just buy some fucking pizza and just get the fucking pizza and split it with the kids? Or go to the store and buy some fucking nuggets, like I said, or some fish fry, or go to the supermarket and just buy something cheap. Buy some lunch meat. I just don't feel comfortable when it comes to children doing shit like that. If you're mad at the mother, like I said, if you want to spend time and she said, no, you can't do that, maybe it's just because the kids are sensitive. Kids will still feel some way. You just don't leave. Like when I go to the store and I see my friend's kid, my friends and stuff, my kids' friends and stuff, I get them all ices. Like, or I get if Devon is with his friends. I remember one time I was like, here's $100, Devon, buy all of them a slushie. It's hot today. Like, that's just how I am. I don't think, like, I love children. Maybe that's just me. I just couldn't do that. I wouldn't
right,
feel
you're a good
and
person.
I was raised differently, yeah.
And but the problem why she's getting dragged is because in the beginning of the video, she says he does this every day. And then she made a second
video. He does this every day.
Right. She waited to him pull up, and she goes, watch, I'm about to expose him. Like, she planned this kind of thing. And then in the second video, you see her fully done up, her hair, her nails, and all that. And I'm like, and people are dragging her because they're like, you paid hundreds of dollars, because I assume, because I'm not a woman, I assume that these products are expensive.
Yeah, they are.
But you're complaining about a $10 McDonald's, but you have $100 worth of hair on.
Yeah, so I get that. So let me explain this. All right, I have an old patient when I was doing home.
Rock the radio up. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, when I was doing, you tell him what?
Never mind, he did it. I was just telling him the radio. Okay.
Oh, the radio. So no, he said you did it. He just he was talking about the game. So yeah, so I had this patient. She died. Her name was Miss Fair. I didn't even know she died, but her family was just off the hook. She had a big family,
Right.
and her what happened? Her I just
Wait,
lost
she
what I
died?
was. Yeah, I didn't know she did. She died. She died, and then three of her fucking nephews that I mean grandkids that I met died. Or three, I remember I told you one died. He was skinny. He died. Mr. Universal son, but then two of them died. It was crazy. But anyway, what was the story I was trying to tell about her? Oh, so her daughter is married to this guy. He's a barber. Like he's younger. The wife, Miss Fair's daughter is probably like in her late 40s, and the guy is like in his early 20s, and she married him. They don't have no kids. All her kids are the youngest at that time was like maybe 8, but like now they're all grown. They all grown now. So anyway, he goes straight in his room and he just ignores her kids. He don't say hi to her kids. He don't talk and they never done nothing to them. They're respectful kids. He doesn't talk to them. He doesn't buy food for them. He told her, if I marry you, I only marry you. I'm not marrying you for, I'm not marrying to be around your kids.
Right.
But you live in the house with them, bro. How do you walk past them and don't say nothing to them?
Hold up. That's being hypocritical now.
No, how is that being hypocritical? You're married in the
No,
house.
no. The point that he's going to say is because you told him that you got together.
Oh, because you said up front. No, okay. So no, but I'm just showing you you're saying that she's okay with it. So I'm just looking at it from my standpoint. I just think that is wrong because maybe she agreed to that.
It can't be wrong if you voice it.
So he feels like, I guess, because he's a barber, he don't have kids, he's young, he's saving his money for the things he wants, his car, his stuff, but he married her to help her out with the rent. But it makes me feel like you're a roommate, you're not a husband.
Right, but what Rock is saying is
they're fucking in the room. They're like, he's making sandwiches. She's feeding him, bringing the plate and the juice in the room, but he has no interactions with her kids whatsoever. They won't even go their birthday, Christmas, he don't even get them nothing. He don't acknowledge them.
right, but what Rock was saying is if you take it from your perspective, you have to be it has to be even sided.
Yeah.
So since he told her
he's
from
basically saying that because he told her from the jump she
agreed to it.
But I'm looking at it from me, and so I'm saying in my head, oh hell no.
Right, that's something you wouldn't agree to. I get you.
Yeah.
Just like you say, y'all are a package deal with you and just the older.
Yeah.
So if this is what this is basically saying to you, we, as in me and the person I'm marrying, we are a package deal. It's just us two in this thing.
Yeah, you saying because she agreed to it, you're saying that I can't.
Cannot be mad.
It's none of my business, basically, pretty much. But I just felt uncomfortable because I was there to watch her mother, and she was living with her mother at the time.
Yeah,
and it was I was just sitting there, and I'm like, he came in the house, he dead said hello to me. He walked in the room and didn't say nothing to them. He said hi to me. And I just was like, he didn't say nothing to the kid. Say they was, let's say, for example, one of them kids die or get hurt. And he's the only one home. He's gonna ignore them and let them die? What type of, that's the agreement y'all have?
But the problem with this, the lady though.
He could go to jail for that. He could go to jail for that. That is neglect because you're married to the mother.
Yeah.
They're not gonna look at that like that's some agreement you made. They're gonna say you're a grown ass adult.
Right, they would have said put him in the system if you ain't gonna take care of him.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So let's say the little 8-year-old is hungry and the mother's not home. He's clearly not watching them because he's home, but they're home with the adult, but he's not in charge of them. So you got all of them staying there, and it would be up to one of the older siblings to take care of that child. But what happens if they need a ride? Say she gets shot, say she's raped. Say something happens, she's kidnapped. You're gonna just say, oh, call your mother. I have nothing to do with that. That's crazy because a stranger would help outside, but you would just let them die. That's how I look at it.
Right. I can understand that.
That's being petty. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I agree with that point.
If there's a fucking tornado came and tore the house down, like, goodness, would you help my kids or would you just say,
Like,
oh well, we made that agreement? Like, what?
I agree with that point. I agree it's petty.
Hurricane Katrina come and shit, and he gonna fucking get him a boat and fucking ride on top of the fucking refrigerator to safety and
Like,
let
I'm
their
out.
ass fucking die. Like, what?
But the problem about this woman in this video, to give you context, because you didn't see it, the reason
Yeah, I
she
didn't
getting
see.
dragged is because she's still giving him the box.
Oh, she giving them the box still.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the reason. That's what I'm trying to say. There has to be sex or something involved because ain't no woman gonna care if she ain't getting the D.
Right, they're dragging her because the way that she's presenting herself is that she's jealous of her own kid.
Yeah.
She's jealous that he's coming
She's
over
jealous
there.
of her own kid. Okay.
Like he's bringing her
So I get it. Thank you for the information. I still say Sean's not doing that to me, but it's okay. He's like,
he's raised better than that. I don't think he would do that to you.
ain't nobody doing that to me. I don't accept that from anybody because I
Well,
be digging in my baby father pockets, and I still would get whatever I need to get for my kids because damn it, you're not gonna like try to play me.
But
Like
that's also the thing between you. I'm sure you've heard like the whole men versus women thing that's happening nowadays. And
like what? Like give me an example of something.
okay, so I call them insta thoughts.
Okay.
There are, you have to be a certain height, you have to make a certain amount of money, you basically have to give me everything, I don't have to offer anything. Quote, quote, I am the table, right?
Okay.
And then on the men's side is, she needs to be submissive, she needs to do what I say, I should be able to run the streets, and she's not supposed to be allowed to do anything about it.
Yeah, so okay. Sean, okay, my thing with Sean is that, all right, I work 16 hours now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's not the man of the house, but I'm still head of the household. Like that's how I just look at it. Like I'm doing me.
You are strong because you had to be.
So at the end of the day, like Sean has to cook and clean if he's home more. Like I can't do it if I'm not here.
Right.
I literally can't have 2
that's an
hours
adult
of sleep
relationship.
and you asking me to cook and clean. I could do it on my days off, but I can't do it. You understand? Every day. That would be unfair to me. You're basically telling me, bitch, be a robot. Like I'm in Umbrella Academy. Like I'm not great in Umbrella Academy.
That's the thing.
Like what the hell?
You're in an adult relationship. He picks up where you fall, and you pick up where he falls. But
so with Sean does not like to do that. Sean will buy pizza. Sean says as long as the kids eat, I don't give a damn. We go to Dollar Tree and they eating cup of noodles. Because I'm not making no vegetables, rice, and no meat. Like, you're going to eat whatever the hell I provide you and you be happy with this hero. He just asked me do I want a hero. No, I don't. But because I'm the woman and I cook, I'm supposed to cook and clean. And he's not saying that I have to do that now, but he's just saying, like, if I was home, I don't think he would care if I made cereal and things like that because he's very simple.
Right.
But me personally, I would want my kids to eat vegetables and rice.
Right, you want them to have a balanced meal.
Because we're buying this shit and it's just in the freezer. We're just throwing shit out because it's spoiling.
Right. I can understand that.
Yeah, so, like, he doesn't get that. Like, so, and then another thing is he's very selfish. I can come home after 16 hours and jump on the D. He's not going to want me to do that. He's like, go to sleep. Get off of me. You have to go to work. And I'm like, I need that. So then because there's kids in the house, I can't do it the way I want to do it. So I'm like, yo, let's book this hotel. And he went a few times, but there was this one time he didn't want to go, and I was mad. I was like, I went by myself because I had already booked it. So I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, this is time I want to spend with you because we cannot do things with these kids here. I literally would take a nap in the hotel, wake up, and spend time with him. Like, that's what I would do.
Okay, I can give you some insight from a male point of view because I was in the same situation with Sherry. The problem
he just wanted to be on a video game with you, so he didn't give a damn about me. He wanted to just be with you.
Like, I can't speak to the intimate details of like what exactly happened, but I could give you an example. For example, when I first met Sherry or whatever, her kid was like between 13 and 16, whatever. Mm-hmm. And she was like her kids are traumatized. She had two small girls in her house, so she was like,
Yeah.
I'm. She was like, I can't do that whenever, wherever kind of thing. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
But when you say that to someone that, oh,
Yeah.
we can't be intimate, or we have to be quiet or whatever because there's children
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
You say that enough to someone, especially to a man, they're
Yeah.
like, okay, we will adjust to not wiring our brains to think about that anymore. So
Yeah.
now they're in the point where, okay, I can't have it whenever I want, so I'm not going
Yeah.
to look for it.
But
So
that's what I'm going through now. Like when I get home, I don't even bother him no more. Like it's kind of like, okay, well, like if it's gonna be a dry season, it's gonna be a dry
right,
season because I'm not gonna like. It's not. It's kind of like it's not that he doesn't want to because like he could just pick me on a day where maybe I got fondled by a patient or I got hit in the eye or I don't know, like something just happened and I don't want to
right.
be bothered. So like it's very flip floppy, but it's like when I want it, it's like he's like, well, it can't be whenever you want it, like like because I get selfish when it comes to
I'm just
the
saying,
D with the
not
D. It's not
because I'm
about
on
how
Twitch, so I can't go too.
I don't care what kind of mood he's in. It's like I only care about myself when it comes to that. Like I jump on it, I'm jumping on it, I'm leading,
Like
so I'm taking charge. So let's go.
I can't go into too much detail because, but this is my
Yeah,
area of expertise.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I should open the toy chest. That's all I'm gonna say.
He said open the treasure chest.
No, the toy chest, the toy
Oh, the
chest.
toy chest.
I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm just saying, like, as far as we need intimacy because if you work 16 hours a day and I'm always around other men,
All right,
you
but
understand that you have urges and these men, their wives, they ain't seeing them either.
I think you got to
And you
what's the
get
name now.
urges.
I
So
think you
you
have
kind of,
to express more, not in more detail, but more exactly what you want in terms of, is you want
yeah,
intimacy or
because
do you want physicality? Because those are two different things.
yeah, so basically, like that's it. So sometimes when I am not too tired, I take him out to eat, or he'll take me somewhere, or we'll try to spend time and do something. If it can't be sex, it could just be going out to eat or just spending time. But
Right.
we don't see each other like that. I don't see him for 4 days. That's why I expect him to be romantic because I don't see you for 4 days. I just
Also,
saw
you
him
gotta.
today.
Okay,
But
is
I
he?
don't see him. Look, I don't see him Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. I just seen him today, so I haven't seen him since Thursday.
I know that it's I don't
So
see this side of him.
I need to see. I want. It's kind of like, all right, we're older now. I want the Sean that wasn't working that much, like the one that was spending all the time with me and at my beck and call. And
Okay,
he's like, I can't be that Sean anymore because we're
your
getting older
parents.
and we're parents and we got things to do.
Right.
But when we had when I just had my three before we had our kids, because it
Hmm.
was like 4 years before we had any children, like we was doing it all the time, like
Right, but
twice a day probably.
that's where you would have to have that conversation with yourself,
So
and
now that's why I was trying to book the hotel, but he doesn't want to go every week. He's not going to want to go every. He's not going to commit to that, and you have to commit to that. It's going to be from 2 days, 2 times a day to once a week. Like that's horrible to me. That's
no, no,
like
no. But I'm saying you'd have to have the.
I feel like bad about that. Like that's bad. But I know that I don't see him for at least 4 days. So once a week, gotta work.
But
Like
that's what I'm saying.
because
If you looking for like a, how do I put this? If you're looking for something, hold on. Let me mute my screen. Hold on. Hold on.
Platinum, the gallows sent from on high to bring your destruction!